one of the BTRs, and I am posting the same chart and presenting the same chart which we have already discussed.
మాస్టర్ ప్రేయర్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం సార్.
Sir,
हाँ हाँ, अभी अभी करना है, मूर्ति जी ने करना है.
let us start with prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Okay, sir. Kapila sir,
Okay,
you can.
okay, right, sir. So I am going to present the same chart for which we have done the BTR based upon different points in a systematic manner. So just repeating what we have discussed so far, the very first point was fixing the ascendant subsublord depending upon the moon star. The moon star here is Saturn and the ascendant subsublord is Mercury. Now we shall check it whether Mercury is okay or what are the other probable planets that we can put as the ascendant subsublords. And for this purpose, I have already explained that the first planet I can put here is Saturn. Second planet I can put here is Moon, because Moon is in the star of Saturn. Then the other planets which I can post here is all planets which are in the star, which are in the sub and which are in the sub-sub of Saturn. Sun is in the star of Saturn, so I can also take Sun here. And then Ketu is in the star of Saturn, I can take Ketu here. Now, in the column of sublord, I don't find any planet that fits over here. Then the last column is sub-sublord column. Here Jupiter is there, so Jupiter can also be there. So if you look at the planets so far that we have discussed, Saturn is one, Moon is the other, Jupiter is the third one, Ketu is the fourth one, right? Apart from this, now Saturn is in the star of Rahu, we can keep Rahu here. It is in the sub of Venus, we can keep Venus here. It is in the sub-sub of Mercury, we can keep Mercury here. So if you just look at the various sub-sublords, this is how you know you need to calculate. You need to find out. So the rule for finding out the planets is that all planets in the star, sub and sub-sub of Saturn, they can be ascendant sub-sublords. All planets which are in the Saturn is in the star of Rahu, in the sub of Venus, in the sub-sub of Mercury, these three planets can also be taken here. Rahu here represents Venus and Moon, so Venus and Moon can also be taken over here. So this is how you know. You calculate the total number of planets, and when you find here, except Mars, I suppose, all other planets, they can act as ascendant subsublords. Therefore, we need not worry about the ascendant subsublord, because whenever if Mars appear during the BTR calculations, then we will avoid keeping Mars here. Otherwise, any other planet can appear as the ascendant subsublord. That was rule number one. Rule number two was that we have to satisfy the
Arc.
1-7-10 rule. Yes, arc of course is there. I'll come over to whether you take it as second point or you take it as third point, doesn't make any difference. So we will fix the arc. Okay, we take it as second point. And here, you know, for fixing the arc, there is no specific rule. One rule says that if the ascendant rises in the sign of male, it rises in Sagittarius sign, it's a chart of male. So male and male, then the subsublord has to be the arc of this ascendant has to be less than 50%. This is one rule which we commonly follow. There are several other rules also. As per rule number 2, suppose if the subsublord, if the arc of the ascendant is greater than 50%, then we will see that whether it is justified to keep it above 50% or it is not justified to keep above 50%. So here, the second rule that we can follow here is that we will look at the ascendant subsublord Mercury, and Mercury here is in the sign of Scorpio, which is a female sign. So, chart of a male, ascendant subsublord in the female sign, male, female, you can have the arc fixed above 50% also. Even that will not make any difference. If sun appears here, we can fix above 50%. Moon appears here, we can fix above 50%. Mercury appears here, we can fix above 50%. Ketu appears here, we can fix above 50%. That is second rule. I pointed out that there is no specific rule. We will just check it and we will find out that when we can explain all the events, we can verify all the events on the basis of the rectified time we have calculated, that we can justify the arc and the percentage of arc on the basis of number of rules and see to it that which rule really fits in. The third rule is that we will look into all the four ascendant co-rulers. The first ascendant co-ruler sign lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is placed in male sign. So, male chart, male sign justifies the male chart. Sun is placed in a female sign. Moon is also placed in a female sign. Mercury is also placed in a female sign. So, three planets are placed in a female sign, but the chart is of a male. So, the appearance in female sign chart of male, we can fix the arc greater than 50%. That is another rule which we can use. So there is no specific rule for fixing the arc. Depending upon the case, depending upon whatever we are likely to get, depending upon the study of the planets, and depending upon all these 3-4 rules, we can explain the percentage of arc below or above the 50% mark. Any of the rule, if it justifies, it is okay, nothing wrong.
और अकबर बोलती है और अकबर बोलती है
अब सिंपल इसका रूल ये है कि जो आर्क है 50% से ज्यादा होनी चाहिए या 50% से कम होनी चाहिए. जो फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट रूल विच वी यूजुअली फॉलो is that we see the sign that rises on the ascendant. It is Sagittarius sign. It's a male sign. It's the chart of male. So male and male means the arc has to be less than 50%. Okay. In the same chart, suppose if the arc somehow is fixed above 50%, then am I justified to fix it above 50%? Then the answer to it I can develop like this, that the ascendant subsublord is Mercury. Mercury is placed in a female sign, is the chart of male, and the ascendant subsublord is fixed in a placed in a male sign, in a female sign. So I can have the arc greater than 50%. The third point, without bothering about the arc, I can simply look at which are the signs in which all the four co-rulers of the ascendant they are placed. Jupiter, Sun, Moon, Mercury. Jupiter is placed in male sign, justifies the male chart. Sun, Moon and Mercury are placed in female sign. The chart is of male, so the arc I can have above 50% is another way. So there are different ways, if you look into the book, it is very clearly written that there is no specific rule to fix the arc, but the common rules which we follow is the first one that I have explained. Is it okay? तो जो पहला रूल एक्सप्लेन किया है, मेल चार्ट है, मेल साइन राइज कर रहा है, इसीलिए जो हमने आर्क फिक्स करना है, इट हैज टू बी less than 50%. Based upon that rule, I have fixed the arc as 48.81%. Then the third rule
Small
was,
doubt, sir.
हाँ जी बोलिए.
If the first rule, second rule, they are contradicting to each other. Third rule, female. So far, we have to take the first rule only, ascendant.
No,
Or
it's not like
anything you can take.
anything
Okay.
that explains the percentage of arc is okay.
Okay.
If it is justified, it is okay. So that is why I pointed out there is no specific rule. There is no specific rule. If you look into the book, it is very clearly given in Kalamsa that if you look into this particular rule, there are 3 4 points they are given, and it is written that usually the first one is followed, but at the same time the others can also be followed if they justify the percentage of arc. Okay, so we need not worry about even the arc percent. The third rule which is important is satisfying the 1710 rule. This is very very important, and unless and until you satisfy the 1710 rule, your time calculated is will not be the correct time. So what you need to do is you need to specify, you need to satisfy the rule of 1 7 and 10, which is very very important. And in the present chart, if you remember, when we studied the 1710 rule, for 1710 rule there are many rules. The first point which is important in the 1710 rule is that if a planet, see, 1710 rule is to be justified and satisfied for which planets? The ascendant co-rulers, the moon co-rulers up to the prana lord, and the sun co-rulers up to the sub-sublord. So the moon co-rulers up to prana lord, you can even take the ascendant co-rulers up to prana lord, and the sun co-rulers up to the sub-sublord. So here you write on all these planets, find out that find out the list of the planets, see which planet is not appearing there, and if you just look into the list, I believe almost out of 9 planets, either all the 9 they are involved, or maybe 8 or maybe 7 they are involved. Because you see, 6 co-rulers we have for moon, 4 co-rulers we have for sun, and 4 co-rulers we have for the ascendant, along with the prana lord of the ascendant, which is important because prana lord of the ascendant should also make a relation with 1 7 and 10. So if you just calculate, it is around 15 planets. In 15, either all the 9 planets will appear, or maybe 7 planets appear. And if you take just 50% of the 15, even then it comes out to be 7.5 planets. It means 7 or 8 planets are definitely going to be there. And accordingly, what we do is we check the 1 7 10 rule for almost all the planets. All the planets. Now, the first important point while checking the 1 7 10 rule is that if the planet has got a PS, like sun has a PS, and it appears in any two out of 1 7 and 10, it satisfies the condition. Say for example, if you look at sun here, sun is appearing in the first cusp, it is not appearing in the 7th, it is not appearing in the 10th. So sun has PS, it is appearing only in one cusp, that is 1. So here now we will have to proceed to check the promise. To check the promise, and the promise has to be checked through the star lord and the sub lord. So the star lord or 7 or 10. In the present case, the star lord is Saturn, and Saturn is appearing here in 7. It is not appearing in 1. It is not appearing in 10. It is neither present in 1 nor present in 10. There is no planet in 1 7 and 10 in the bhava chart. So Saturn appears here in the 7. Thereby the next planet Mercury has to appear either in 1 or in 10. And if you look at Mercury, it appears in 1. It is not appearing in 10, it is appearing at 1. So it satisfies the condition. Saturn in 7, Mercury in 1. 2 out of, they are giving the promise of 1 and 7 out of 1, 7, 10. Therefore, Sun satisfies the 1, 7, 10 rule, and in the same way, you have to check down the other planets. If, say, for example, if the planet has got PS, like Venus has got PS, and if Venus has got PS, it is appearing in the 7th house, it is appearing in the 10th house. Since a planet with PS is appearing in two houses simultaneously, therefore we need not check the promise. It means that Venus satisfies the 1, 7, and 10 rule. This is how you need to check all the planets for the 1, 7, 10 rule. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, after doing this, then what we have to do is now the
Excuse me, sir. Why we have taken Venus, PS,
no, no, you have to take all the planets. No, I have to take
all
all the
the
planets.
planets?
All the
No,
planets. No, I am giving you an
co-rulers of
example.
Sun, Moon, and Ascendant only, no, sir?
Hanji, you look here, Moon, Venus is appearing in Moon. Venus is appearing as Prana Lord of the Ascendant. So Venus has to be taken, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
It was just one example that because Venus has got PS and Venus is appearing in two cusps simultaneously. Therefore, I will focus only on Venus. I will not go to Venus and Mercury. You get my point? I will not check their
Yes,
promise
sir.
now
Yes, sir.
because Venus itself has given the two houses out of three which were required. So it satisfies the rule and it is okay. Right? Is it okay? So that was about the 1, 7, 10 rule. Similarly, you can take the case of Moon. Moon has got PS. Moon appears in 1. It is not appearing in 7. It is not appearing in 10. So I will have to check the promise. Promise is given through Saturn, which appears in 7, and promise is given through Ketu. Ketu appears in neither in 1, nor in 7, nor in 10. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to substitute Ketu with the
Representatives.
representative planets, which is Mars. Mars is not in 1, Mars is not in 7, but Mars is in 10. It satisfies the rule. So Saturn in 7, the next planet was required to be either in 1 or in 10. So it is appearing through Mars in 10, therefore it satisfies the rule. Moon satisfies the rule. Similarly, you can check for Mars. Now, Mars is Venus, Venus, and Venus, and we have already discussed that Venus. Now, look here, Mars, it doesn't have PS. So I will have to check the promise. While checking the promise, if the star lord alone, all by itself, appear in 2 out of 3, then I will not go to sublord. The rule is satisfied. So Venus is appearing in 2, 7, and 10. Rule is satisfied at the star level. I will not go to the next one. Here the sublord is luckily Venus. Had it been any other planet, I would not have taken that into account. Okay. Similarly, you can take the next one, Mercury. I can substitute Rahu with Venus and Moon, right? Similarly, Jupiter and so on and so forth. This is how we justify and satisfy the 1, 7, and 10 rule. So the points to be followed, they are: if a planet with PS appears in any two out of 1, 7, 10, we need not check its promise. It satisfies the rule. If a planet doesn't have PS and its star lord appears in 2 out of 1, 7, and 10, it satisfies the rule. I need not go to the sublord level. It is okay. And if a planet without PS now does not satisfy the rule at the star level, then we also go to the sub level. So both at star and sub level, we have to find out the promise of 2 out of 1, 7, and 10, right? And then the important point is that if one planet at star level appears in 1, then the other has to appear in 7 and 10. 7 or 10. It can appear in both 7 and 10. It can appear either in 7 or in 10. If the first planet appears in 7, then the second one has to appear in 1 or 10. If it appears in 10, then it has to appear in 1 or 7. Then the special rule I pointed out that if the ascendant sub-sublord has got PS, Mercury here has got PS, right? and that particular planet appears as a co-ruler of the 10th cusp, then also it satisfies the rule. This rule is given in the book. You can have a look at the book. So, and you will find that it is very clearly given that if the ascendant subsublord with PS appears as a co-ruler of the 10th cusp, then it automatically satisfies the 1, 7, and 10 rule. Right? Is it okay, please? So this is how you justify the 1, 7, 10 rule, and all the planets had to satisfy the 1, 7, and 10 rule. We will have to go for the various events, and out of the various events, what we will do is we first of all try to fix the time on the basis of such an event which happens only once in the entire life. So therefore, for this purpose, we always select the event of death. Now here in the present chart, two different deaths they are given. One is the death of father, other is the death of the mother, right? Death of the father and death of the mother is given. So we will first of all upon the death of father and the death of mother, right? So then we have to verify the death of the father and mother. For this purpose, what is important here? The death is to be caused only under certain circumstances, and only if the necessary and essential conditions are fulfilled. What are the various conditions that we have to really look for in order to verify and justify the event of death? The first important point, the first important point that we need to, which is important, that we need to focus is that we will have to look for the progress of the ascendant. See, when the native was born, the ascendant was progressing in a sign of Sagittarius. And at the time of the death of the father, the ascendant has progressed into the sign of Saturn, Aquarius sign into the sign of Saturn. What is the foremost and the important rule here? That we have to check on the basis of the progressed ascendant sign lord. The first important condition for death of the native or death of the relative of the native is on the basis of the progressed ascendant sign lord, and the rule says that the progressed ascendant sign lord has to be necessarily, essentially linked to the 8th and 12th cusp. The linking to 8th and 12th cusp has to be checked up to the prana level. Now here we don't fix up to the sub level, we have to check it up to the prana level. Now in the present case, when the death of father happened, the ascendant progressed into the sign of Saturn, and when the death of mother happened, it was still in the sign of Saturn, of course at a degree which was different from that of the death of father. Therefore, we will have to check the ascendant. First of all, Saturn, the progressed ascendant sign lord is Saturn. Saturn has got PS. Saturn, by virtue of PS or through its star Rahu, which is Venus and Moon, and its sub Venus, should give the promise of 8 and 12. Now, Saturn here, it has to be checked in the natal chart, not in the progress chart. Saturn here, if we look here, Saturn is not present. It has PS, it is not present in the 8th cusp. It is not present in the 12th cusp. it is neither placed in the 8th bhava nor placed in the 12th bhava. So Saturn with PS has neither it is appearing in 8 nor in 12. So the condition is not fulfilled, not satisfied through Saturn, though it has PS. So now we will focus upon Rahu. Rahu, if you look here, is the prana lord of the 8th cusp. It satisfies the first condition. We will proceed to the next sub level, Venus. And Venus, if you look here, it is sublord of the 12th cusp. So Saturn through Rahu and Venus satisfies the condition of being present in the 8th and 12th, condition being linked to the 8th and 12th cusp. And the linking to 8th and 12th cusp indicates that some kind of, event, some kind of event or some fatal accident, some kind of event which is, of course, not good, not auspicious, that should happen in the life of this native. Now, the question is, as long as Saturn is, see, Saturn, as long as the ascendant has progressed into the sign of Saturn, but it would not mean that it will only, give inauspicious it will only give inauspicious events. It will give both auspicious as well as inauspicious events. So through the Saturn, the progressed ascendant sign lord, we simply check that what kind of events are likely to be there. So here we find that it is linked to the 8th and 12th cusp. So some kind of inauspicious event is likely to happen in the life of this native whenever suitable conditions are there. This was the first part that is important. So before going to any death case, first of all, always verify on the basis of the sign lord of the progress ascendant that whether it is satisfying the essential condition of linking to 8th and 12th cusp or not. If it is not linking to 8th and 12th cusp, then that event is not likely to happen. Sometimes, when you do the BTR is done, but when you check the progress ascendant, it is not linked to 8th and 12th cusp. It means that whatever event which you have calculated, that is not accurate. The time which you have calculated is incorrect. Therefore, some more rectification is required. Is it clear up to this point? So पहला पॉइंट ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, 8-12 से कनेक्शन होना चाहिए प्रोग्रेस्ड असेंडेंट साइन लॉर्ड का, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। 8-12 से कनेक्शन, अगर उसका कनेक्शन 8-12 से नहीं है तो फिर हमें टाइम पीरियड चेंज करना पड़ेगा ताकि 8-12 का कनेक्शन बने। अब 8-12 का कनेक्शन होगा तभी कोई इन ऑस्पिशियस इवेंट उसकी लाइफ में होगा। यहाँ तो हम ऑलरेडी चेक कर रहे हैं, what we are doing is we are already checking the death of father and the death of mother. Two such events they have happened, so therefore necessarily Saturn has to be linked to the 8th and 12th cusp, and here it is linked to 8th cusp through Rahu and 12th cusp through Venus. First point. Now the second important point is that we have stated that both auspicious and inauspicious occasions are likely to happen in the life of the native. Events are likely to happen in the life of the native. So what we will do is we will go to the cuspal interlinks table, go to Saturn, right? Saturn has PS. It gives me 2, 3, 7 and 11, 4 cusps, 2, 3, 7 and 11. And through Rahu, it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. All the 12 cusps are appearing. Therefore, we need not proceed to Venus. The appearance of all the cusp at the star level means that what kind of events are likely to happen when the ascendant progresses into the sign of Saturn. First is 5, 7, 11. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Marriage. After marriage, birth of child. 2, 5, 11. First child. 2, 7, 11. Second child. Now, it is just giving us an indication, letting us know that even second child can happen. हुआ या नहीं हुआ, that is a separate thing. Okay. Then 2, 9, 11, third child can happen. Okay. So now here 8 and 12 are connected. 8 here, 12 here, they are connected. It means some inauspicious event has happened in the life of the native. Okay. So on the basis of the houses to which Saturn is connected through PS or through its star lord and sublord, we will write down all the houses. And after writing down all the houses, what we will do is, after writing down all the houses, what we will do, we will now classify these houses as per the events and check out that what possible events are likely to happen in the life of this person when the ascendant progresses into the sign of Saturn. Here 2, 6, 10, 11, job, it is there. 2, 6, 10, 11, it is job. 8 and 12 are also there. Some kind of minor accidents may or may not happen. It's not necessary. It's just an indication what you are getting from it. Okay. Now, the third important point is we were talking here about the death of the father and mother, the two inauspicious events which have happened. Now, the question is which relative of the native is likely to die, is likely to suffer when 8 and 12 are linked to the progressed ascendant sign lord. वो कौन सा native होगा? For this purpose, the rule is that the progressed ascendant sign lord, which is Saturn, it should appear in the ascendant or should appear in the eighth cusp. It should be a co-ruler of the ascendant or co-ruler of the eighth cusp of the relative. Here, the death of mother. For the death of mother, Saturn should be a co-ruler of the fourth cusp. Saturn is not appearing in fourth. Or it should be a co-ruler of the eighth cusp of mother, which is 11th cusp, and Saturn is appearing here in the 11th cusp. So it justifies the death event of the mother that happens during the progressed Saturn. Then for the death of father, the ninth cusp, Saturn should appear either in the ninth cusp. Saturn here is not appearing in the ninth cusp, or Saturn should be appearing in the ninth bhava. It is not appearing in the ninth bhava. Should appear in the fourth bhava, which is eighth house. It's not appearing in the fourth house also, right? And here, when see, usually you find that it has to appear either in the ascendant or it has to appear in the eighth cusp of that particular relative. And sometimes, though it is very rarely it happens, if suppose it is not appearing in the fourth cusp, it is not appearing in the ninth cusp, then we will focus upon the star of the Saturn. And the star of the Saturn is Rahu, which is appearing in the ninth cusp, appearing as sub-sublord of the ninth cusp, clearly indicates that it is something related to the father of the native. Is it clear? Usually, the sign lord, the progressed ascendant sign lord appears in appears in what? It appears in either the ascendant is a co-ruler of the ascendant or co-ruler of the eighth cusp of the relative. But sometimes it is not. Sometimes it's very rarely, maybe in a few charts, maybe just 5 to 10% chart. Then in such cases, you have to focus on the star lord. And if the star lord is appearing in the relevant cusp, then also it is okay. The condition is satisfied. The condition is okay. Now, any questions up to this point?
Sir, for mother we saw fourth,
Fourth and 11th.
11th. How 11th is indicated just
11th में सैटर्न है ना, को रूलर है 11th का.
Okay.
ठीक है ना? 11th का को रूलर है.
So when
Okay.
we see the table, no, Gospel table,
हाँ.
Rahu is representing almost all the houses. So
हाँ,
it
वो
will
भी
cover
देखो.
actually the eighth and
सारे सारे आ जाएंगे,
yeah,
सब आ जाएंगे, सब आ जाएंगे. ओके.
Lagna and eighth of mother
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
father both,
Okay,
and
okay.
Maraka houses also.
Yes, yes. Our first focus will be on Saturn,
Yes, sir.
right?
Sir,
And if Saturn is not appearing, then our focus has to be on the star lord,
Ra.
Rahu. Now
sir,
Rahu is appearing here in see almost all the cusps, right? 1 to 12, all cusps. And you know, whenever you calculate the significations of Rahu and Ketu, what you do is, first of all, you will check Rahu. Now, how do you calculate? Do you know how to calculate all this?
Yes, sir. Rahu as Rahu, Rahu as it
No, no, no,
representatives.
no, no,
Representatives,
no, no,
Venus
no,
and Moon.
no, no, no. It's not like that. It's not like that. So it means you are not clear about it. So how do we calculate it? See, look here. We are talking about Rahu. You can have a copy pencil and you can write it down. Rahu. So Rahu here is representing Venus and Moon. So we will first of all see Rahu. Rahu with PS. Rahu here does not have a PS, right? It does not have a PS. Since it is not having a PS, therefore Rahu will give the results of its star. And Rahu is in Moon star. Moon is 1, 3, and 11. So you write down these cusps 1, 3, and 11. Okay, 1, 3, and 11. Is it okay? First of all, you will have to check Rahu. Rahu does not have a PS, so it will give the result of its stellar status. That is, results through its star lord. And Rahu is in the star of Moon. Moon is 1, 3, and 11. So Rahu will give results of Moon which are 1, 3, and 11. You write down three cusps 1, 3, and 11. Okay. तीन cusp appear हो गए 1, 3, 11.
Yes, sir.
Now, second is Rahu represents Venus. Okay. Venus will give a result through its PS as well as through the stellar status. Venus through PS is giving us which houses? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. Venus, look here, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there, 8 is there, 10 is there, 12 is there. So write down these houses. 1, 3, and 11 were there. 4 is added, 5 is added, 6 is added, 7 is added, 8 is added, 10 is added, and 12 is added. 11 was already there. 1, 3, and 11. Right? So which are the now Venus will also give the results. Its stellar status. Venus is in the star of Venus, so we don't need to bother about it. So here now we will have to check for the next planet, that is Moon. Moon has got PS. It will give the result through its stellar status, which is 1, 3, 5, and 11. So 5 has appeared here. And Moon is in the star of Saturn. And Saturn is giving me 2 and 7. 2 and 7 were not there. So 2 and 7 are also have been added. Now, if you add up all the three, you get 1 to 12 houses. This is how you calculate the significations of Rahu as well as Ketu. I repeat again,
So how do we get 5 for Moon?
5 for Moon. Look here. 5 is for Venus.
No, no, Moon.
Stellar set. By stellar, ma'am.
See, look here. पहले तो Venus has got PS.
Yes, sir.
So as a PS, it will give 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12.
Yes, sir.
4 is here, 5 is here, 6 is here, 7 is here, 8 is here, 10 is here, 12 is here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 10, and 12 are there. Right?
I understood
Rahu.
that, sir. I was talking about moon, sir. In moon positional status,
Okay.
the
Huh.
13511 is written. How do
Huh.
we get five there? That was my question.
Five for moon is because moon represents Rahu, and Rahu is placed where?
Rahu
Moon
is 5.
represents Rahu.
Rahu placed in 5.
Five.
Oh, so
Okay.
Rahu's position will also be counted in moon's positional
Yes.
status.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, okay.
Correct. Okay. So this is how we calculate the significations of Rahu. Ketu, we do the same thing. So
No,
what
sir.
you need to do is Rahu with PS,
Kapilji.
Rahu stellar
Rahu,
status, Rahu as Venus, Venus with PS, Venus stellar status, Rahu as Moon, Moon PS, and Moon stellar status. And then we add up all these and we get the significations of Rahu. Hanji, boliye.
sir, Rahu is not having the PS. Then how do you get as a 5 in residence? Residence of the 5 is not having the PS.
See,
Yes,
the
correct, sir.
nodes with or without PS, their position is always taken.
No, sir. If there is no PS, then you need not count for the
What we are doing is, look here,
houses.
Moon
we
has
are
PS. No, sir. Moon has PS. That's why, since it is represented by Rahu, we are adding Rahu's position also.
No, Rahu position the
We are adding its
is
position
5.
for
There
Moon's
is
counting
Rahu
because
does
Moon
not get the
has
virtual.
PS.
no PS.
Rahu is not acted as a virtual
Without
representative.
look
without
here,
PS,
look here, look here,
without
look here, look here.
without PS, you need not go there.
What you do is go to your true horoscope, page 284 or 382. You will get the answer to your question.
Page
Okay.
number
Go
284.
to your true horoscope, page is there, and I don't remember the exact page. Either it is 282 or it is 382. You will get the answer. You will get the answer. See, its linking to 8 and 12 is important. Then the progressed ascendant sign lord should be present, should be a co-ruler of the ascendant or the eighth cusp of the relative whose death has happened. And if it satisfies these conditions, then you justify the event of the death. And for justification of the event of the death, the first important point for the death of any of the relative, if it is father or if it is mother, we will have to focus upon the, like in the present case, the death of father is 23rd November 1993. So it is 23/11/1993. And then the death of the mother is 30th November 2011. So